Hello, my name is Chris and you're watching these. And before we get started, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more fragrance related content. And let's get right into it. So I wanted to do this video because I was actually editing my videos the other day and I was like, there seems to be no connection to the audience because no one knows anything about me. And I'm like, do I want to do a video like that? I don't like being the center of attention by any means. So yeah, the YouTube channel makes a lot of sense. But I decided to make this channel because I worked for the industry for quite a while, and that was over 7 years that I worked for the beauty industry, and that would be in beauty, skincare, and fragrance. And my favorite part of it was always the fragrance. I started at the very ripe age of 18 years old, or 19, I should say, with Giorgio Armani, and I was actually just hired for beauty and skincare. And I remember being in ooh and ah, always dreaming of these beautiful counters and these beautiful campaigns and commercials. And I was like, I made it. And I got laid off. And I remember that at the time I was dating someone that worked for Chanel, and they were like, hey, Dior is hiring. To me, Dior was one of those companies that was the epitome of luxury, something that I could never ever do. And I remember that I applied for the store position and was quickly denied. And they were like, you are going to Lancome. And I was like, sure, I'll do Lancome. I never cared for the brand. I still don't care for the brand up until this day. There's a couple of fragrances that I do like from them and a couple of products, but typically I do not tend to care for them. Not the point of the story here, but I started working for them and doing training, and I was actually talking to the Dior people. And when I talked to them, they were like, we like you. You should come and work for Dior. And I remember I was hired for a part time position, very small pay, very small hours. And from there, I worked up and up and up. I was a freelancer. When I was freelancing, I remember that I worked for quite a bit of brands because you had a non exclusivity contract, so you could work for other brands. And I picked up every brand that I possibly could, and that was Burberry. That was Tom Ford, that was La Mer, Saint Laurent, Giorgio Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, that was Dior, and everything in between when I left the counter. And then from there, I decided to, continue on with Dior exclusively, and I started doing education for the house of Dior, at least for the perfumes and cosmetics. And I remember I was very much happy with the position, but it was a pretty big toll on me as it came to health, and I had to say goodbye and went to Chanel. And that's probably one of the worst experiences that I have ever had, is working for Chanel. And I can get into that, sometime if you guys would like to see something about that. But the reason I started a actual perfume channel is I have not been in the beauty industry for a few years now, almost 3. And I would certainly say that I do miss it. I do miss the allure, the fun of getting to try new exciting products, to getting to smell these beautiful perfumes. But when you work for a label like Dior or a label like Chanel, you tend to kind of see the perfumes as objects and not really appreciate them, and you really don't even care anymore. And the reason for that is you have to understand that they all get free product nonstop, unless you work for Macy's or Bloomingdale's. I mean, I think those companies are very stringent when it comes to giving their employees anything. But every other department store would let you sign out product, give product to your staff and so on and so forth, unless, like I said, you were working for Macy's or Bloomingdale's. But I remember that, it became more of objects, and I was just collecting them, and I remember my mom was very poor when she was growing up, and she told me that she had always dreamed of having all these perfumes. And I really liked perfume too, but what I ended up doing is grabbing all these perfume bottles for her. And every time I got to pick out of the boxes or pick out things that I wanted, they were always women's fragrances because I was getting them for my mom. Not saying that that's the only reason I got them. I also liked the fragrances myself. I didn't wear them, but I did get a lot of them, and her collection is a little bit better than mine. I mean, mine's a little bit more high end now, and it's been a lot of sacrifice and tears and blood and sweat to get every perfume that I do have for the channel. But I would certainly say that she was the inspiration for why I liked fragrances. She always wore fragrances growing up. They weren't anything expensive. A lot of them were, I would say, Mary Kay, and the most expensive ones were Paloma Picasso and Trésor from Lancôme. So I decided to do a YouTube channel. I had been thinking about it for quite a bit because I was always like, these people are making these YouTube channels and they're talking about fragrances and have no prior experience. And, I feel like that can really kind of gear people the wrong way. And by doing that, I started seeing a lot of fragrances that are a little crappy getting, recommended. And I was like, I want to do my own. And I want to focus on fragrances that don't really get talked about. And I remember doing a online search for Burberry's signature collection or their bespoke line and not seeing one video on there. And I remember then bumping into the Givenchy La Collection Particulière and looking at videos and just seeing one or two unboxing videos and nothing, more than that. And I still want to review more of the Givenchy ones. They're quite expensive, but that's what inspired me to make a fragrance channel. And because of that, we are here. My first video was actually shooting a unboxing. I think it was an unboxing. It was from almost 2 years ago that I did an unboxing video for the Oud Ispahan fragrance from the La Collection Privée from Dior. And that was my first big purchase in a long time because obviously I had not worked in beauty for a long time. My perfume collection was a little weak. I mean, there were some Tom Fords here and there. I mean, I had a couple of Le Labels and maybe a Jo Malone here and there, but not anything, to marvel about or, to write home about. And my collection since then has grown. Obviously, I've gotten to try some new fragrances, some fragrances that I never thought I would try. I've been learning about fragrances that I didn't even know that certain designer houses made, and things like that. It's been very humbling and overwhelming. And I didn't originally do it for the money. I actually did it because, again, I was like, all these people are talking about fragrances and they're just talking about what their favorite things are, yet some of their favorite things are not really good quality. They're quite pricey. I don't care, like, for example, for the House of Creed, I think it's very overpriced for what you get. It's a video for another day, but that's one of the reasons why I don't review it. There's other fragrance houses that do it much better. Jo Malone's another one that I don't really care for. And because of that, that's the reason I decided to make a channel, and I have slowly gotten to go up in growth and stuff. And it's been very humbling to be able to talk to people and communicate with people that love fragrances because I'm kind of a very open book and very social in person. But when it comes to writing and chatting and, communicating with people via online, it has been a challenge because I'm not very good at that. So I have gotten also comments, and I wanted to address this really quickly, where people are like, oh, you're showing off what you're buying, or you are just buying to, show off and things like that. And let me say that no, I actually buy certain things because one, I really appreciate the liquid inside of these bottles. I guess I'm very much into packaging. Obviously, if you're paying the prices that you're paying for all of these perfume bottles, you also want the actual package that it comes in to be nice and pristine. Anywho, no, I don't buy things to show off. I actually tend to really thoroughly plan out what fragrances I'm buying so I can fill in 3 slots because I usually upload 3 times a week. And because of that, it is a very cumbersome, it is a big headache to budget and everything because obviously we don't make any money off of the channel, or I should say, I don't make any money off the channel or anyone. But I don't do it for the money. I do it because I want other people to be able to look online and see, oh, here's a Dior collection, here's a Givenchy collection, here's this collection. Oh, he's unboxing it. I don't like the box. And then you don't buy it and you don't spend your money and you're not disappointed. And I think that's the beauty of the internet now, is that we can look up online what we like, what we don't like, and from there make our decisions and see if we want to get something or if we don't, because some people might be very much into the box that it comes in, and they see the box and they're like, the box is ugly, I'm not buying it. Or they might say, oh, I love the box, and then you describe the scent to them as it comes to you, and they might say, oh, it's gonna stink, I don't like what he's describing, and so on and so forth. So yes, I hope that this video was a little peek into me, the host of the show or the host of the channel, And I hope that you guys are able to ask questions as to whatever you are wanting to know about me. If there's anything else that you guys would like to know, definitely let me know down below. I would love to do a Q&A. I actually made a poll asking for questions so I could do a Q&A, and no one wrote anything. So definitely let me know down below in the comments what your guys' thoughts are on this video. Make sure to also leave some questions down below for a video so we can do a Q&A. And also make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. And I hope to see you on the next video.